This home can expand in size, and it's like nothing you've ever seen before. It's called the Accordion House. We're in Sweden at Glasskogen. It's one of its most beautiful nature reserves. Glasskogen is about a 5-hour drive from Sweden's capital city, Stockholm. The nature reserve is home to pristine forests, crystal clear streams, and a house that looks a bit like an armadillo. It was built by architects Boris Eisler and Martha Lammers, who wanted a rural hideaway far from their busy city lives in Holland. It's off the grid, and it can do something very few other homes can do. It can be made bigger or smaller to conserve heat.
Coming here the first time, we very much realized that if we would ever want something in Sweden, if we would ever build something in Sweden, this was the place. You don't get a second chance like this. This is a one-off, once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and we took it.
This home is in 2 parts, the new addition and a renovated fisherman's cabin next door. Inside the addition, the main living space is open concept, with a compact kitchen, a dining area, and a lounge. Next door in the cabin, there's a cozy bedroom. For the bathroom, it's back to nature with a composting outhouse. And there's a hot tub on the deck. Inside New Addition, it's all about cutting-edge design and curves everywhere you look.
What we try to do with that is find a solution for the interior finish. That inner structure of the rib cage, if you wish, still will be exposed even after finishing it. We really like the idea of having the traces of the structure still visible. I think in general, you could almost say that it's a well-loved animal. It's alive. It doesn't not only move, and it doesn't look like an animal from the outside, but also from the inside. And we really like the beams to be sanded in a sort of bone shape. And as an inspiration, if you look back into the history and you see the work of Antonio Gaudí in Spain, in Barcelona, he also used that kind of really nice organic shape. And I think we're also inspired by his work.
The cladding is made from local pine, which has been left untreated except for the floor, which has been varnished. The kitchen may look basic, but there's everything you need to whip up a humble feast and wash up afterwards.
For the water in itself, we have 2 systems. We have drinking water that is provided to us by our neighbors, and the water from the stream is being used for dishwashing here in the kitchen.
In the living room, the walls have been covered with reindeer skins. They're used for insulation by the Sami people who live in Sweden's far north. And in a tough climate, you make the most of what nature gives you.
They live with two things. They have ice and they have reindeer. And those 2 are the only ingredients, basically, that they can live off. They have these huge herds, but when it dies, they eat the meat, they recycle the bones and also the skins. Basically, their whole tents are built of recycled reindeers. That fascinated us. So, as a sort of tribute, we wanted to have something like that, and it very well fitted our feeling for the living room, which should have been a sort of cozy area.
But ancient or modern, style doesn't take a back seat in this home. Look no further than the chandelier called Birdie.
Although it's really, really small, from the square meters we realized the space itself, especially sitting at this end of the house, looking back, is much bigger than the space actually is.
But Marcha and Boris were lucky to be able to build anything so close to the lake in the first place. Under Swedish planning regulations, it's difficult to build close to a lake shore. But fortunately, building an addition was considered adding to an existing structure.
Basically, the old fisherman's cabin was the argument why we could build in the first place. And we thought it would be good to keep that. And it was a starting point of the operation of building and extending to it. And now it's a very cozy bedroom.
Like the main living space, there's a wood-burning stove. All the light in the home is provided by the solar panels on the cabin's roof. But what about the bathroom? Well, you don't get much more eco-friendly than this. A bathtub on the deck filled with water from the stream.
And the nice thing is that apart from this connection, which is just a simple connection, we do have an extension towards the little cabinet over there. And in the cabinet we have a divider, and with that we can also take the water into the house. So we have dishwashing water in the kitchen straight from the stream. This is actually one of the best features of the property. The best part is the evening, when it's total black sky, the stars are out, and we sit in here with a little sip of cognac and a cigar, and then enjoy being here and enjoying life.
But relaxing close to the stream wasn't enough for Boris. He wanted to live right over the stream.
And then at some point Boris said, let's make an extendable house. Let's make a house we can extend over the stream, so we can have we live above the stream and not just next to the stream. And I just answered him, you are totally crazy. You are nuts. This is not going to happen. But at some point, as we sort of had that discussion, as we were looking at it, we started sketching and sort of trying to find a way to solve that. And then at some point I said to him, like, but maybe if we do it like this, and that sentence makes a solution born.
There are a few important things on the construction of the house. First of all, of course, the foundation and the floor, because we have a normal floor, but also a piece that is moving in and out. So that was the first thing we had to sort of solve. And basically it's a wooden box. It's like a box for matches. If you slide it out, that's basically the principle of it.
So Boris gets his amazing expanding house, an extra 150 square feet that can be winched out over the stream. And that's about as far as Swedish planning regulations would stretch.
If you sit in this position, you almost feel like you can touch the stream beneath you and still just well protected in the house. And the light and the scenery is changing during the whole day. So basically you can just sit here, watch the light, watch the clouds, watch the colors changing.
And when winter comes, you winch it back in to create a double wall of insulation.
All the windows are hidden in the outer shell, so it's very well protected against the winter with snow and ice.
Boris and Marcia spent 3 years building their incredible expanding hideaway. They may have been forced to build small, but they've packed in some big ideas.
But most of all, I think it's a place that we created together where we can be totally ourselves, totally happy. It's a safe haven, away from the rat race, away from the stressed lives we live back in Holland.
And by stretching more than their imaginations, they've built a truly unique green home.
Hi there, Geraldine Doog here. Hillary Clinton said recently American leadership has been wanting but is still wanted. Hear the new head of the respected Chatham House in London on why we need American leadership, because no one else really wants the job. Saturday Extra, 7:30 AM, Radio National.